This is Ask Travel COVID edition. Today we'll be answering, when can I travel to Australia again?
When should I apply for my working holiday visa?
What the travel industry will look like post-COVID.
And where should I start when I'm traveling a whole country or continent? Hi everyone, I'm Adam.
And I'm Darryl from Welcome to Travel.
Now, for those of you who don't know what Ask Travel is, this is your opportunity to ask travel questions and we look to answer them. Now, if you'd like to ask a question, you can ask us in our comments on Facebook or YouTube on this video, or you can look out for our Instagram story every week where we ask for some questions for the following week's video.
This is our first Ask Travel since COVID-19 hit. So we got a hell of a lot of questions. So we're going to answer 4 today, but normally it is 3 questions which we answer.
It's the first one we've ever done on Zoom as well. So we're usually in a room together, but we're adhering to, policy. Yeah.
Right, Adam, I've got a question for you. I've actually got, it's 3 questions, but very similar. It was one was from Katie Hickey _96. Neem_12 Flynn and Beth.Hoyland as well, pretty much asking, do you know when you can travel to Australia again?
Right, that's a big question. Firstly, hi to Katie. She has done our Welcome to Travel 8-day trip. Right now, we don't know. There's a lot of things up in the air globally, as you know. Currently, there's restrictions on Australia's border. So, things are changing week by week and we're waiting for announcements ourselves. One thing that is a bit of a positive is they are currently piloting something for international students arriving in Australia. So although the borders are closed for regular tourists, they've got a pilot program where they're basically allowing international students to come over to Australia, return. They call it a safety corridor, and there's various rules and restrictions around that. If that's successful, we're hoping that the next kind of cab off the rank would be the working holiday makers, or people coming here to work in general, and that's being lobbied at the moment. So hopefully, although some restrictions may stay in place for a long time, hopefully working holiday makers are able to come here before anyone else, which would be great.
Cool. Some new information there.
Miss nothing. Cool. I've got a question for you, Darryl. And I should also add on that as well before I move on. We're looking to update people all the time on these kind of things. So any movements with restrictions, government announcements, anything in general, we're trying to update people every fortnight. And we've got a Australia travel update newsletter going out every fortnight. And if you'd like to sign up for that, just sign up on the link below. Cool. So I've got a question for you, Darryl. Can I still apply for my working holiday visa even though the pandemic is still going on? Now, the name, this is really hard to say, this handle. Why is my name Chance? Why is my name _Chance? I think I've got that right. Yeah, can I still apply for a working holiday visa?
Was that 2 questions or one? Like, why is his name Chance?
One's answerable and one's unanswerable, isn't it?
It is. Right, okay, so can I start? Well, the answer is yes, you can. For your 417 and your 462 visas, you can go over onto the immigration website on Australia right now and you can apply for that working holiday visa. But I would not recommend doing it right now. The reason being is we want like a little bit more certainty to know like when you can actually arrive into the country. Now with the 417 and the 462 visa, 75% of the visas get like approved within like 45 days and 90% get approved within 3 months. So say for example, the travel ban gets lifted in January, you apply straight away and then you'll wait January, February, March at the latest, and then you'll be able to travel in April. So I would recommend waiting for like a little bit more information, a little bit more certainty, and then as soon as the travel ban gets lifted, then that's when I would apply for your working holiday visa.
Cool. Good question. Good
Yeah.
question.
Well, right, I've got a really big question now, actually. It's from Isabel Chalkley.
Okay.
How do you reckon the virus will change the travel industry long term?
That's a big question, Isabel. Thanks for your question.
Big question for a travel operator to answer.
Yeah. Long term, not so sure. Hopefully, not that much. Maybe masks are a requirement on transport, things like that. It's more the short to mid-term, so there could be different restrictions on obviously various countries. Maybe there's more stringent checks on where you've been recently. I think there'll be a lot of focus on kind of hygiene and social distancing and masks being worn. In general. In terms of tour operations and maybe hostel operations, probably less people. So maybe an 8-bed dorm may have 4 people in it for a certain amount of time. Maybe our tour example, our 8-day tour at the moment runs with a maximum of 22. Maybe that's lowered to 12, 15 for a short period. And maybe in terms of like personal hygiene when sharing things, maybe there's just kind of more focus on that. Probably more focus on that and less risk. Like the risk will just kind of be mitigated and then kind of work towards back to normal, I imagine. So long term, hopefully not that many changes.
Do you think travel operators need to be a bit more like flexible as well?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, more dynamic in 2 ways. Probably in terms of how their tour operates and having like a plan, which I know like we do. And then secondly, in terms of looking after the customer in terms of policies like cancellation policies, open dating, and just understanding that we're still in this kind of state of flux, new world where things could change, and cancellation policies will probably have to be a lot more flexible, a lot less stringent, and just kind of everyone's just gonna have to roll with the punches, really, I'd say.
Cool.
Yeah. Good question.
Good question. Really good question.
Next one is, have you got a vaccine, Daryl? No, it's not. Right. The next question is from Hannah Nopany, who also did our 8-day tour.
Our first Austrian.
Our first ever Austrian, yes. Wow. And this is a non-COVID related question, which nothing makes me happier right now. So Daryl, how do you know where to travel first when you want to see all of a country or continent? It's a really good travel question. Yeah,
that is a very good travel question. And I'll try not to be like specific just to like Australia. But first off, you should look at like a major travel hub. So where a lot of people land, because they're going to be new travelers within that country as well. So you're going to be meeting like-minded people in that area. I'd also recommend starting, there's generally a travel route for each country or continent that a lot of people take. So whatever that travel route is, either like start like at the beginning or the end. I know that sounds really self-explanatory, but don't start somewhere like in the middle of that loop. So for example, if you're traveling around the UK, you wouldn't fly into Manchester, for example, because it's in between, it's in the middle. You more than likely you'll fly into London and then you'll travel north, see Manchester, and then you'll see Scotland, or vice versa. You start off in Scotland and then you travel down. Now, if you're going to like travel Southeast Asia, for example, I would recommend flying into Bangkok. Been to Thailand like several times, and a lot of people either travel just Thailand and we go from Bangkok, Chiang Mai, and then we loop back and go down to the islands and come back to Bangkok. Alternatively, if you've seen all of Southeast Asia, you'll go from Thailand, Cambodia, Vietnam, Laos, and then loop your way back to Bangkok. If you're looking at South America, I'd look at a country in either the east or the west. So look at like maybe starting off in Rio in the east, or look at Lima if it's like on the west, depending on which country you're flying into. In New Zealand, if you're wanting to travel all of New Zealand, I would recommend flying into Auckland as well. Like Queenstown and Christchurch, well, Queenstown's an unreal place, but you're going to see it anyway. You're going to be seeing all of New Zealand, so you start from Auckland, travel the North Island, and come down to the South Island. Maybe fly out from Christchurch or make your way back up to Auckland, for example. And in Australia, again, like the most popular travel route, if you're wanting to see the most of Australia, is the East Coast. So again, just like starting off in Melbourne, travel up to Sydney, then go all the way up to Cairns, or vice versa, fly up to Cairns to begin with, which is a little bit harder because it's not a major travel hub anymore. And then travel down the East Coast, see Sydney and see Melbourne. Make sure that you're ticking off all those must-dos and having that bucket list of going, okay, what do I need to see? And make sure you're ticking it off along the way.
Yeah, and then it comes down to like the affordability, doesn't it? So if you know you want to see the East Coast, but one of the kind of endpoints is a lot cheaper than the other, that just makes the decision a lot easier, doesn't it, as well, to like fly into. Because the Cairns Melbourne one's a good example, because Melbourne's like a major international airport, so 99% of the time it'll be cheaper, and then you're going to do the same route anyway. Budgeting and traveling really makes you quite resourceful when you're backpacking and going, okay, how do I get to see everything, but like all within my price range? So exactly. They were like some unreal questions for like our first COVID edition. So thank you, really appreciate it. We're going to be doing these weekly as well. Don't forget to answer some questions in the comments below, and like us on Instagram as well, because we'll be asking questions there. And Adam, do you have anything left to say? It's just great to be back.
It's great to be back. It'll be good when we can do it in the same room.
Yeah, I just can't wait to leave the house. That'd be great as well. Yeah, thank you for your questions. Yeah, look forward to answering more next week.
All right, cool. Cheers.
Cheers. Bye. Now, one final thing. A lot of you will have seen we're actually currently running a competition at the moment. We did a live travel Q&A with Jade from Unjaded Jade just a few days ago. We launched an amazing competition where you could win a spot on our 8-day Welcome to Travel Melbourne trip, which is worth $949. Really cool prize. And there's actually, 3 more days until that closes. So the way to enter is on the link below. So yeah, click that, enter, and we're going to be announcing a winner on Sunday, this coming Sunday. And yeah, so stay tuned and good luck.